Hi guys, this is Charulata, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application. Now I am taking the topic as Database Management System. Learn some basic terminology that you need to know before starting the study of the subject. So, which is the terminology? First one is data, and second one is information, and third one is database, and final it are not but not least the fourth one is DBMS. First, we will look at the definitions and then we look at the some examples of each. All right. So let's go get started with the first with the data. So what is data? Data means some raw facts that are unorganized. Okay. And can be recorded and not implicit. Now this is the definition of data. Not you might be using the data and information interchangeably in real life, but these are completely different things. Let's look at the example for a data for as an has, and then I will tell you what makes data different from information. So this is an example of a data source, data score 100. Alice scored 100 in science. Charlie scored 80 in science. Brandon scored 72 in science, and David scored 39 in science. So this is an example of data. This is just facts. Okay, this is unorganized raw facts. Now it is organized in some sort of order of A B C D, that is alphabetically. Not it is not really just raw facts. Now let's look at the information. Okay, what is information? Information is something when data is processed in a given context. Okay, so when you level the purpose, who process the data, that is you have an intention to process the data to get something a desired result. Okay, and make it useful. This got information, right? Let's look at the example to understand it better. So we had the raw data. We had the raw data of marks scored by the students in science. Let's assume that there were only false root in the class. Okay, and now we find average marks of student score in science in the class. So we had the raw data. We had the raw data which is unorganized. Okay, you purpose that data, and that is you add all the marks of the students, 100 and 80, then 72 and then 39, you add to 91, you divided them by 4. Oh, get the average mark has 72.74, and you get the average mark scored by the student in the class in science is 72.75. Now this is a process information which a context kept in mind, and hence you get the information from the raw data. Now let's look at the definition of a database. Okay, what is database? Database definition might fool anyone. What it is actually vague. So let's look at it. A database is collection of data that is related to each other. Now this is a really vague, just a collection of data that is related to each other. So if that is the case, then this is the PPT that has the collection of data, and all the data that is there or on this PPT is related to each other. Does that make this PPT or database? No. There are some criteria is that a database should follow to be called as a database. Which are this criteria? For first criteria is database should represent the real world, or so called or a mini world. So that changes in real world should be reflected in the database immediately or soon as the possible, so that the database is always updated. All right, second thing is the database should be collection of logical and coherent data, not some random data. Now, what do you mean by the logical and coherent data and not some random data? We will look at an example for this so that you understand what is random data and what is logical and coherent data. Coherent means something that actually comes from a single category, okay? And the data exist with a logical over. So, though that is this data is fact, but not necessarily all the facts the exist or logical. We will look at the example, you will understand we better. Third thing is a database should be created with three things in mind. So you need to check all these three criteria to see in a collection of information is a database or just a collection of information. First thing that you need to check is of course an internet group of users, okay, that is specific purpose. And second thing is an internet group of users who are going to use the database. Second thing a specific purpose. A database should be always created with a specific purpose in mind. And the third thing, a preconceived application that these internet users have in mind, okay. So first thing, a specific purpose with which the database is created and intended a group of users, that is those who want to use the database. And third, a preconceived application, that is intend user have in a mind or how they want to use it, for what they are going to use the database. Let's look at an example of collection of information. This is an example, okay. Here we have given the information of Alice, Brendan, Charlie and David. Alice likes ice cream and fish gender, and Charlie is algorithmic to dust, and David exabyte. Okay, second row, the allies scored 100 in science. Brandon scored 35 in English and Charlie scored 89 in history, and they would fail in geography total. Alex has mushroomed and has no cell phone. Charlie was swimming every week and the week, sometimes 6. So this is the information that is given. Okay, now this is a collection of information. Let's look at the criteria now to see if this is an actual database. Okay, so our database should represent the real world or mini world. So this is the representing real world or anyone in ingenious mode can be reflected here. Fine, let's look at this. You can create a database. Should be a collection of logical and coherent data, not some random data. All right. So this is where this collection of information does not follow the second criteria. This is random information, although it is about the same student, Alice, Brandon, Charlie and David, but it is the random information. There is not a specific coherent information that is provided. Like for example, if it was like this, Alice likes ice cream and likes chocolate, Charlie likes something else and David likes something else, then this is something a column of the same logical coherent data, that is something that the student likes, okay. Yeah, Alice scored in science. Brandon scored something in science. Charlie also scored something in science, and David is also scored something in science. Then this would have been again a logical, coherent information that is related to each other. But is this information all related to each other? No, no. It does not follow the second criteria. Yeah, data should all always follow all the three criteria. So even if it does not follow single criteria, then it is not a database. So this is a just collection of information, not a database. Let's look at the example. Here we have student name, marks is a science percentage of the attendance and parents contact number. Okay, let's look at the criteria. Is not there that should be a representation of real world. So yes, this is a representation of real world or mini world. Now let's look at the second criteria. Database should be collection of logical and concurrent data, not some random data. Again, second criteria, we have common logical and concurrent data for student name, marks in science, percentage of attendance and parents contact number is also. So all these four things are the three things that you can say about all the students are common, logical and concurrent, not some random data information. Let's look at the third criteria. A database should be created with three things in mind. A specific purpose. All right uh, all right let's look at what we can be specify goal of this can be used no attendance sheet, or this can be information about marks in science, or this can be our contact information of the parents of the prospective students. It has a specific purpose in mind. Let's look at the second one, the intent, a group of users. Of course, it was intent group of users. The intent group of users are teachers and parents. So you are at the you are that teachers can check the marks of the student, the percentage of attendance of the student, and then contact the parents if it is needed. Similarly, parents also can come and check the attendance, check the marks of the students in class. Okay, so there are intent group of user and preconceived application, that is intent users have in mind. So as we are already seeing it, it was the preconceived application, that is our teacher can use it. Who called the parents? If the percentage of attendance and marks are below a certain number of fixed limit. So all the three criteria as follower. So this qualifies as a database. Now let's look at the definition of DBMS. Yeah, database management system or DBMS is collection of program that enables users to create and maintain a database. Okay, now this might sound very simple, just a collection of programs that enables user to create and maintain database. Now let's look at the purpose of DBMS. Okay, now this is the database management system. It is a program that enables the user to create and maintain database. But what is the purpose of DBMS? Why cannot just write in the table and use it? So the DBMS is general purpose of system software, facilitates processing of defining, constructing, manipulating and sharing the database among the various users and application. Now what do you mean by the defining, constructing, manipulating, sharing the database? Let's look at the defining database. You specify the data types, structures and constraints, the data to be stored in the database. For example, you want to store the number like integer, then specify the data as int. If you want to write a word in the database or store in the some name, that time we using string. Similarly, store some structures and constraints. Similarly, store some structures and constraints also. The structure is how many entries to be made, and the constraints is what is the maximum word limit, that is the length of the string should be there. This is called the defining the database. Now look at the construction of the database. Constructing the database Constructing the database is the process of storing the data on some storage device. Now, can it be stored on any devices? No, it can. It can be stored on only the storage device that are under the control of DBMS. So, it can be on a server or it can be a PC. As long as it can be other controlled by the DBMS. This is called the constructions. And then we move the database, we move the next section to be the database manipulation. Thank you so much.